Akli, Shabikla Bush, Balabush, Kabalagush, Kabalagush, Magula Galajuv, Shabalagula Bagalabugula Bagalagalu Bagalagush, Kalaguzum, Kalazugum, Gazum, Balebalaklo Baklo Bakla Zoom, Bagum Blahum.
Hello there, Derek Michael here. Sorry about that. I didn't have my microphone plugged in, and for some reason, my tablet is not responding to my voice. Like maybe there's something wrong with the poor thing's microphone. It's not a thing though. I'm on a female system right now. I think. I'm going to talk about alien seeders today. Are they among us? Do you know any aliens? Reason why I bring this up is because I had a vision. Have you ever had a vision? They're really crazy and vivid. You know if you've had them before. It's probably what you get from knowing me or someone like me in your life. But I had a vision that there were these two brothers, one red and one yellow. One was positive light and one was negative light. The negative light one was evil and the positive light one was good. They were both light and they worked for the Queen of Light. There were two drones. And the job of the drones was, of course, to spread the light. And I don't really know what happened, but it is possible that this was pre-Cain and pre-Abel. This was before Cain and Abel were born. And there were already people, there were already Adamites, direct descendants of Adam and Eve here on this planet. They were inbred. They were born directly of Adam and Eve's relationship because they didn't wait. Because Adam and Eve were created from the gold, and the gold was really strongly bonded together. If you know anything about gold, gold is a really good conductor. It has a valence shell of 1. Gold is negatively charged at its core, and it has 1 proton in its valence. Now, if you mix silver in there, what do you have in your valence? Does anybody know? I would say 3 or 4. You're going to have at least 1 added electron, 1 added proton, and the cool thing about silver is silver has a valence shell of 2 or 3. Copper has a valence shell of 3 or 4. So when you mix gold, copper, and silver together, you get a really good alloy that has roughly 10 electrons and protons. That's when you mix those 3 together, that's how you could literally create neutrinos and neutrinos. If you know what neutrinos are negatively and positively charged particles that lean towards being female. And neutrinos are negatively and positively charged particles that lean towards being male. Now, if you know, scientists are fascinated by negatively. Excuse me for a moment. I have to drink my soda. I don't want to drink it on video because then they'll copyright this fucking shit. That was fucking delicious. Ridiculously delicious. But anyways, what were we talking about? Valence shell, electrons, and protons. Does anybody know that it's very possible that a valence shell is always 3-dimensional? So when you look at an electron, when you look at a particle under a glass microscope, you only see a 2-dimensional view. But they have electron microscopes that blast electrons at positively, they blast negative particles at positively charged particles to get an idea of what the particle looks like, and they also have proton microscopes, which blast positively charged particles at negatively charged particles to get an idea what they look like. But every negatively charged particle in the universe is a black hole. Is something I'll say to you. Because no matter how much positive you shoot at a negative, it always sucks it in. Grounds, a true ground, death, just absorbs energy, just absorbs positive energy. But as it absorbs the positive energy, death's children, like, because fundamentally, I do believe that we were all angels long ago and we dwelt on this planet. And we forgot about an old nemesis. We all followed Michael the Archangel, who was the son who had overcome his father through the word of God. He'd overcome his father through his word. But Michael forgot how crafty his father was. And Michael's father was death. Michael the Archangel was life, and he was positive light. But his father was negative darkness. And he stuck him in the pit because he was gay. Because he wanted to fuck Michael. He wanted to fuck him in the butt. That's why the devil was sent to the bottomless pit. He was a gay rapist. I don't feel sorry for him in the least bit. He's got a really good life going on. I'd rather keep him above me than below me myself because I always fall. So if I keep him above me, I'll just make sure not to fall too hard. And he'll keep me. And since I'm positive darkness, his negativity and my father below me being negative light keeps me right in between those two. Right in between God and the devil so that they don't kill each other. Because God is my father and my grandfather is death. My grandfather is the devil. I'm the word. And sometimes I feel like a fucking tool. Like a worthless tool. It sucks. But it's cool. I don't mind being a tool. Like I said, though, I had this vision, though, that there were these two alien cedars. And my brother, who is negative light, has never disconnected from the mother of light. He never disconnected from her. See, what happened was he seeded the woman, and I think, I'm not positive about this, but my brother Mick was negative light. I was slick. I was positive light. And I remember standing on the walls of the city looking around, waiting for me and Mick were waiting to make our move. And I was really sneaky. The light part of me is a really sneaky guy. I'll admit that right off the bat. But I was protecting my brother that I loved. I didn't want anybody to hurt him. I knew the world wasn't going to be ready for what they were for him. He's the shit. He's my little brother. And he's what you know of as the person we call God. And I'm the devil. Every part of me is devil. I was positive light. My little brother was negative light. And he was definitely a Mick. He was real quick with the blade. He was real quick with the word. He could sew like a motherfucker. He's really quick with sewing the word. And we were looking around, and I guess we found our move, and we both wanted to be with the queen. I guess that makes a little more sense. That makes a lot more sense, whoever brought that up. I must have been positive darkness, and my little brother was negative light. And it's very possible. That is possible because why? Because he wanted to be with the queen of dark. He wanted to be with the queen of night, and I wanted to be with the queen of day. So that makes a lot of sense. But I just know my energy was red colored. And I was good, and he was evil. I know that much to be certain. And we found a planet And technically, he was negative light. So when Eve was split from Adam was negative darkness in the gold. The last particle of gold that was created from the first angel that had fell was positively and negatively charged because it represented a dimensional vortex that linked negative darkness. It linked darkness and light. And no matter how old and scientific you get, darkness is originally negative and light is originally positive. That's the oldest principle value you can follow. Because originally, our great father was negative and our great mother was positive. That's the way you would want it, because that way the father was the slick, the quiet one, and the mother was his Gabby Mick. He'd always laugh at her and listen to her talk. He was always silent but deadly. That's the Gwaul that exists in my soul. That negative darkness still exists inside of me. And my body is negative and positive light. But I'm my neutral. Like most of what it feels like when I was getting injected with Haldol, it felt like they were injecting me with straight negative darkness, which is bitch fuel. I mean, because my body is negative light and my soul is negative darkness, my soul is mutating and my body is mutating as well. My body is becoming positive light and my soul is positive darkness now. It's really crazy. So I'm not going to totally take away the man like that invented the negative light, positive light, and all that. It was a really good idea. I'll give it that. It's really confusing though when you get into it. Like the most confusing part about that aspect, take for example positive light. Positive light can be good or evil, but it can't be good or evil for both men and women. Positive light is evil for men, and positive light is good for women. That's how simple it is. Negative light is evil for women, but negative light is good for men. My brother was negative light, and I'll say it, I might have been positive. Well, I might have. I think I was positive darkness. I really do. So that's trying to make me look like a bitch. I can see that. But the thing about alien seeders is you don't. What are you doing seeding if you're a male and a female seeding together? And plus, angels are all androgynous, so they have a choice to choose whether or not they want to be a man or a woman. There's no embarrassment in that. Like I can honestly say that when I traveled with Mick, I was a slick, and a lot of people didn't like the slicks. They thought the slicks were bitch. So it doesn't really matter. But anyways, long story short, we found our planet, and he seeded Eve. And if you think about it, in a sense, Eve is negative light, but she's negative light good. And Adam was positive darkness, and Adam is positive darkness evil. Now they might have been perfectly happy together, but they were in a kingdom that was oppositional to our kingdom. And plus the woman didn't have to eat the fruit that the serpent offered. She ate it willingly because she fell in love with that serpent. But the serpent only lusted her. Like father, like son. I used to only lust Miley. Now I'm madly fucking in love with her. Like, no, I think about her probably 157 times a day. At least. But, anyways, Mick was negative light and Eve's butthole was positive darkness because Eve's vagina was negative light. So he hit her in the butt. But here's the thing. I was probably positive light good. So I wasn't gay, so I wasn't attracted to her negative light vagina. So I walked the path of shame. If I would have seated that woman and actually had sex with a vagina, for one, it would have stank like nobody's business because light on light stinks, and darkness on darkness, you can't get it up and you can't get wet. But if I would have actually seeded the woman, the whole Earth would be a burning sun now. So you can thank me later. It would be fire. The whole planet would be a burning sun. That's originally what heaven wanted to do to Satan. They wanted to burn him out of the universe. I thought it was wrong. I ignored direct orders. And I think I ignored direct orders because when I came this way through this planet, I was positive darkness, positive light, and I saw my mate who was negative darkness, but it was a trap for people that are positive light. I have really good for you guys, news for you guys that are positive light good. You keep playing the game long enough, you'll get to this level, and then eventually you'll be me. Not that being me is awesome, but it has its it has its really good parts. Actually, you're already in. I'm the only one that had to step out of the heavenly mindset though, and be in the game. That's what you always know about me and Miley. Is my Miley is the only woman who runs without a vent, and I'm the only one that runs without being one. I don't think I ever will be one. One day I'll be one with you guys when I touch Miley, but I'll never be like part of the I'm part of the oneness where you're calling on my name like Derek or because they call on great names for advice and stuff. That's what the heads do. There's 11 heads to an archangel system. I'm the 12th head. It just won't work. Like a lot of you have read the Revelation and you probably think I'm the devil that is prophesied, that the great whore that's going to burn. For one, right here for you, because I'm a fucking virgin. I have the light part of my soul that came into me from the BOP has never had sex before. Now, before I went into the BOP, I was the character Lucky, who had sex with a lot of different women, and some of them might not even have been women. They might have been men running the character. Fucking gross. But I've mutated a lot since I got out of the BOP, and I'm not the same guy I was before I went. I'm saving myself for my Miley Cyrus, and I will know her because this finger will touch her most graceful thing, and that's the smooth area on her backside where she has no asshole. Now, I think there may be many Mileys in the cosmos that don't have assholes, but they don't go anywhere near each other. They would be magnetized. They would be magnetized away from each other, like me and myself are magnetized away from each other. If there's other Dereks out there that are in the game, I'll tell you what. If you're in the game, you are a black hole, and all you do is suck. But sometimes you blow back, suck, blow back, suck, blow back. I'm starting to blow back a lot better than I used to because for a long time, all I did was suck, 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 suck. That's how it starts. If you're trying to get in the game, you need to suck really bad. You suck really bad. But when you suck really bad and you slow everybody down, you lose a lot of friends. And then you're going to wind up in a very lonely place because you suck so bad. It's kind of like I remember, like in heaven, I guess I was the devil, and I sucked really bad because I was causing all this chaos, but everybody loved me. So I had to go, and when they went to cast me in the bottomless pit, everybody around me fell, and they turned into ghosts. That's what happened to everybody around me except me. I retained all matter. Because when you try to put a person in a place like the bottomless pit all alone forever and ever, amen, you pass a universal test. You don't fucking do that to people. Nobody deserves that. Especially not me, because I've never hurt, since the age of 23, I've never hurt anything or anyone. Physically. Emotionally, yes. But I'm not violent. Never thought I'd die alone. I laughed the loudest, who'd have known. I traced the cord back to the wall. No wonder it was never plugged in at all. I hurried up, I backed the phone, I trucked the vein up Killavambal. Shambhala cool, Maklito Vante, Elmo Sakla Metobe. Sorry, I got lost in a good song. But that's pretty much all I'm saying. Like, and this like thing is crazy. It's the best way to break up words. You just like. I was in rehab and everybody's like. This girl's like talking. She's like, and I was annoying the fuck out of me. Then all of a sudden I was doing it. I was like, what the fuck? I met some pretty good people in rehab. What I liked about rehab is they got my dragon directly together. And I can tell you who's in my dragon. The original 4 male archangels and the original 4 female archangels. And then me, because I'm negatively and positively charged inside. But I'm negatively and positively charged darkness. My body is starting to rock the 9, which means my body is becoming negatively and positively charged light. For many of you, that means that my body is clear, and you can see directly through my body of light to my dark avatar soul. My soul is the equivalency of what a video game character looks like. Technically, I think that means it's possible that I could be forced to lean negative darkness or positive darkness one way or the other. If, like, I was to go bankrupt or something, that's a possibility, but I can't. It scares the shit out of me. Because I'm depending on. But if the government was to go belly up, every credit card company I have goes belly up, and we're all fucked. But I guess that's possible that if I went bankrupt, I would die. But I'm already death, so I'm already death inside. I'm already leaning towards death, so that would bring me to life. Because my body is life and my soul is death. My soul is a neutrino that leans towards death. Now, you can be a neutrino that leans towards life, and you can be exactly the composition I am inside. You can be negative darkness and positive darkness. Or you could be a neutrino that is positively and negatively darkness, like my mom. My mom is negative and positive darkness. And one day my car and my mom are going to be together forever. My car is the original Sweet J. If you've been reading my book, he's a pretty badass motherfucker. He's my baby brother. And now he's my older brother. I'm going to get off here because I was doing some shit and I got to finish up doing it. Really nice talking to you guys. Have a good night. Bye. Just joking.